Today, we are going to deliver a message specifically for you, a message that will only resonate for you in a very particular way. This is your friendly reminder. If you are catching the replay, you can always 2x your speed or click the timestamps below to jump straight to the message. Before we begin, we're going to go ahead and jump into the energy that I was working with before going live, as well as some signs or synchronicities you may be experiencing in this time. Okay, this is going to be a long one. There were lots of synchronicities for this message starting yesterday. So angel numbers 222, 144, 711, 722, 733, 744, 755, and 777. Literally, I had like 777 on the top of my phone bar right before I went live. It was like, really? Another 7? And then the last number is 5555. And that's because of the cards that came through when I was working with this energy. Some animals that you may be seeing at this time are hawks, vultures, or crows. Also, yellow butterflies. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that I have seen yellow butterflies like crazy and that they keep flying in front of my car and almost getting hit. And like in front of other cars, I keep seeing them coming into traffic everywhere. And it happened again yesterday. It literally was 2 inches above the hood of my car. So I don't know what's going on, but does anybody else seeing butterflies like that? I've also seen quite a few black butterflies recently. And then India, the Indian culture, traveling to India, Indian god and goddesses may be important for you at this time. Okay. Now, when I was working with the Maiden, Mother, and Crone before going live, they each gave me 3 cards right off the bat. I was like, are we going to do a reading before we even do the reading? Like, really? But it really tapped me into the energy, and I did channel kind of like a short message from each one, and I'll show you with the cards. So from the Maiden, I got, it's time to finally be happy. So the first card she gave us is the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and Judgment. Oh, can I show this? Yes, Judgment. We also have the Star on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, healing, happiness, tapping into those beautiful energies. When I moved on to the Mother, she said, a gift of love is here for you if you can look beyond your disappointment and rest in the abundance already around you. So the cards that I got from her were the Ace of Cups, and I just love this Ace of Cups. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it because of the lighting. This is the super blood moon eclipse. And then we actually got this card yesterday in yesterday's reading. So in the replay, I will link it for you guys if you want to check it out. This is the 5 of Cups with the elephant who mourns. And then the last card she gave us is the Empress. Such a beautiful energy, such a beautiful card. And then we had the 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And then from the Crone, so we had the Maiden, the Mother, and then this is the Crone's message. She says, you have the inner resilience and strength to steward this love forward for the rest of your life, so you never find yourself alone again. And the cards I got from her were Strength. See that? There we go. The Knight of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles. So from all of the archetypes, we have the 5 of Pentacles. This is earth energy. The 5 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This is fire energy. The 5 of Swords, air energy. And the 5 of Cups, water energy. So that 5555 synchronicity number that I added in at the very last minute came from these cards, because every single, what is the word? All of them, pentacles, like whatever that means. I don't remember what the word is. They all showed up. So this is like your whole life. This love is going to impact your whole life, your emotions, your finances, your physical reality, like your environment around you. It's going to impact how you interact with other people in your life, reducing conflict, having someone on your side. Yeah. Okay, cool. So before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and do some breath work. I do breathing in my live streams to help me, one, ground into the space, ground into this message, shake off any nerves that I may have. Also, though, it's a great opportunity for me to live an embodied example for you guys. I'm a firm believer that breath work brings you to the present moment. And the majority of people are not living in the present moment. They're either trapped in anxiety, living in a future state, or trapped in pain, living over past pain and hurt. Okay. So breath work brings you into your body, brings you into now, and helps you release all the stories the mind tells you. So we are going to do a very simple box breathing exercise today. Excuse me. Where you breathe in for 4 through the nose, you hold for 4, you breathe out for 4 through the mouth, and then you hold for 4. We'll do this 3 times. Are you ready? Let's begin. Very, very nice. I invite you to continue to sit with yourself, sit with your breath, sit with your body. Notice if you have any tension in your shoulders, behind your eyes, in your brow, in your jaw. And let them soften, let them settle. Let them feel the peace that your breath has brought into your body. Continue to do that throughout this reading, okay? If you find yourself clenching, if you find yourself shrinking, connect to your breath, okay? We will go ahead and do this collective reading. After the collective reading, I will take personal readings. If you can't stay, put your question and name in the chat, and I will answer it, and you can catch it in the replay. Okay, guys? Hope everybody's doing well today. I might open up the chat real quick just to see what's going on in there. Hi, Kelly. Asher Johnson, I don't know what the heck you're doing. Thanks for all the comments. Hi, Anna Lucia. Oh no, I went blank. What happened? Did it spaz again? Can you see me? Is it good now, Kelly? I'm glad I opened up the chat. Sorry, it went blank, guys. Okay. Oh, also, the way this reading will work is I'll pull a message from the Maiden, the Mother, and Crone. 911 may be somebody's angel number. And then we'll pull an oracle card. We'll start the message with the oracle cards. And then at the very end, we will pull a vagus nerve card to ground the message into our body. Okay. Excuse me. So this is the Medicine Heart Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Oh, yeah, I did. I was like, what is the answer to this? Okay. One card, please, for this collective, for this message. They're ready for love. This message is specifically for their love in their life. What guidance can we bring to this collective day, please? Oh, it's a pretty card. Lou, number 19. Breaks down to a 10, breaks down to a 1. Can you guys see all the animals in this? It's so pretty. Okay. Maiden, what guidance can we have for this collective? The message meant specifically for them today. Guidance, please, Maiden, for the love entering their life, for them to be in the correct energy to hold it, for it to flourish and prosper. Guidance for this collective, please. The Two of Wands came out again, guys. That was the card she gave us earlier. Ace of Cups. Cool. We have the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, we were talking about that. All right. So the first card we have is the Knight of Swords, followed by the Two of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So this is a repeat card also from a different archetype, but we did get it from the Mother earlier. Mother. What guidance for this collective, please? The message meant specifically for them in this moment in time, for their highest good, to help them usher in love, to hold it gently, to safeguard it, please, Mother, so that it can flourish in their lives. We have the Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Artwork in this deck is so beautiful. The first card we got is the Hermit. Followed by the Three of Swords. Yeah, with the charred heart. Not surprised. Not surprised. Oftentimes, it's the heartbreak that sabotages our journeys ahead. And then we have Judgment again. So Judgment came out from the Maiden in my pre-work. So this is another repeat card. These energies are strong today. Crone, can you give us this collective guidance, please? The guidance they need specifically for them. The message meant to reach them today. For their highest good, to usher in this love, to usher in the energy, to protect it, to nourish it, so that it can flow and last a lifetime. Thank you. Guidance, please, Crone. First card, Strength. That was the one she gave us earlier. Way too many cards. All right, we have Temperance on the bottom of the deck. Oh, and Six of Pentacles just popped out when I was trying to put it down. So the first card I told you was Strength, like in my pre-work. We have the Six of Swords. And the Three of Cups. There we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into this message. The first thing we will do is read the Oracle card that we got, number 19. Lou. All right. Trying to see if you can see it. There you go. The soul journey is a spiritual long game. There will be spontaneous spurts of swift progress and rapid healing, recovering and rising through any difficulties. You are also building a long-lasting legacy of sacred beauty. You are soul-making. Value the process and value yourself enough to set boundaries with yourself and others. Such a precious undertaking requires patience for the process, tending, and time. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles came out from, which one was it? Please work. From the Crone. Yeah. So this is obviously something that we have to diligently work towards. We take our time. We are intentional, right? If you want it to last, you have to build a solid foundation. And the Knight of Pentacles is the energy to do that. Contentment in the quality of the journey helps sustain and inspire you for the considerable task of generating your most sacred legacy. Oh, man. I don't want to read these because they're really, really long. Okay, so this is calling to me. Dear woman's mixture of kindness and fierceness is an expression of compassionate wisdom, also found in the semi wrathful divine beings of Hinduism, Buddhism, and the Tibetan shamanic religion of Bon. Sorry if I said that wrong. Wisdom steadies our awareness and insight into a situation and prevents emotional manipulation from taking root and clouding the truth. Dear Woman reminds us of the need to stay focused on the task at hand and to be mindful of the potential for unintentional self sabotage when we are fatigued. Yeah, I was asking for guidance on how to maintain the energy to let this love flourish in your life. And the message was, if you can look beyond your disappointment. How are we self sabotaging because we're like, oh, it's not really what I want, right? It's not really what I want. And what we want is normally a mixture of shadows and unhealed things from our past that we're trying to heal. So when healthy love comes in, we're like, this is boring. This is no fun. I don't want this, because we're self sabotaging. We need to learn how to stay the course, when to rest, and when to return to the work. So we do not turn away from what we are called to do. There are times when gentleness is the most effective and times when a fiercer boundary is required to subvert negativity. When the responses arise from a neutral and expansive compassion rather than as a reaction driven by personal wounding, then the response can serve the souls of all involved. Love it. Okay. That's definitely where I'm going to go. Exactly. Boring does feel like the steadiness seems boring because we're used to these highs and lows, right? We're used to intense passion and and then all of a sudden it's taken away from you and you're in the throes of despair. That's how Hollywood sells love, right? That's how even Disney is training kids. They've gotten a lot better with this newer stuff that they put out, but for love to last, it has to be a foundation of steadiness, a foundation of intentionality. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, let's get into these tarot cards. So if we start with the message from the maiden, we have the Knight of Swords. And while we are talking about steady, intentional work, the Knight of Swords is the fastest knight in the deck. So what I'm hearing is this love is on the way to you. Like you could be getting a message literally this week from someone you would never expect. Yeah, someone you would never, ever, ever pick out or plan for, right? You would never plan for this love to show up. And maybe the message isn't even about love. Maybe the message is so mundane and ordinary. You're going to be like, what? Okay, cool. And you just have this random conversation, and then you continue to talk and you continue to have a steady relationship built over time. This very ordinary thing that comes in so fast, out of the blue, out of nowhere, you begin to sit with it and you're like, okay, I do actually enjoy talking with this person. I do actually enjoy the things we discuss and the perspectives that they have. And man, it's kind of nice to not have to guess what someone thinks, for them to share it openly. It's nice to not be left out in the cold, not knowing what their true feelings are, not knowing what their intentions are. It's so nice to have new beginnings, right? With the Ace of Cups. New opportunities for this energy to flow in. And flow in a way where it's so much love, it's coming out of you, right? I told you this was going to affect every area of your life, not just your love life, not just, your relationships, but that love, that abundance. If I'm thinking of the Empress from the pre-work, that abundant energy, it brings you peace. If we move now to the message from the Mother. Starting off with the Hermit, I'm hearing, like, while this may be very mundane, this original message coming in from this new person, eventually it will get to a point where some things are going to trigger you. Like with the Three of Swords, this is heartbreak and pain, right? And you can be holding this pain in your hand, but if you're in the Hermit energy, then that means that you're looking at the pain and you're looking at where it came from and you're looking at what it's trying to tell you, right? If we look now at the bottom of the deck energy with this Eight of Swords, how are you limiting what love can look like because what you believe is possible for yourself? How are you limiting how love can be expressed just because it's a different love language than you prefer? Can you go within and identify those limitations to say, you know what? I am not bound by those limitations. I am a free individual and I choose to look at my pain from my past, to look at the lessons there, right? How did you abandon yourself in past relationships? How did you sacrifice and not show up vulnerably and speak your scary truth? When your soul was calling you to say, no, that's not what you want. This is what you really want. Say what you want. And maybe you did say it. But then when you were pushed back against, when they're like, what? Oh, well, I guess I have to leave. And then you were like, oh, no, it's actually okay. Like, I'll be fine. How many times did you swallow your truth? The mother's inviting you now. Don't swallow your truth. It doesn't matter if it's the healthiest relationship in the world. When we're not being vulnerable and authentic and sharing the true desires and the true version of us with someone else, that's not an honest relationship. That's a relationship built on lies and manipulation. No one wants to be called a manipulator, but if you're not being yourself, you're manipulating the situation, right? You don't want them to leave you. And so you're going to pretend to be somebody else. So they stay. That means you're doing something to make them stay. That's manipulation. It's not fun. Why, right? And we don't try to do it. It's not like you're intentionally trying. You just care and you don't want to be left alone because of the past heartbreak. Like, I get it. You have a reason for this. There's no judgment on my part here. No judgment. All of our wounding comes from experience. Our brain's like, I don't want that to happen again, so I'm going to do this instead. You are justified in everything that you've been through, right? But if we want to have new love in our lives, if we want to have healthy relationships and build relationships that last and stand the test of time, we have to be honest. We have to be ourselves. And we have to understand that if we love ourselves, it doesn't matter if someone else stays or goes because there is already love there within us. If we move now, I can be a pastor. If we move now to the message from the crone, she gave us the strength card, right? And look at this. This looks painful. This looks intense. And that's what shadow work is. Shadow work is hard. Shadow work is scary. So I would invite you, don't do it alone, right? Have a friend that you're telling what you're doing, right? I'm exploring the patterns of my behavior. And if you have good friends, if you have real friends that'll speak the truth and not just try to make you happy, you're like, I would love your help in this. Can you help me evaluate the ways I behaved in relationships in the past? Right? It takes courage to be in this energy. But you have abundant strength. Look, we have the infinity symbol here. You have abundant strength within you, especially when you're partnered with people that care about you. Okay. And through the shadow work, you're going to learn I don't need those highs and lows, the throes of passion, the intensity that love is supposed to be, right? I don't need to. I'm seeing the image of like a ship anchored and like throw it out and like the sea is like crazy, like it's raging around and like you're just refusing to pull up the anchor because you can't let it go. But when you have the strength and you do the inner work, you realize there was nothing to hold on to because love is already inside you. It's already there. I'm not getting a message right now. And one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Eckhart Tolle, focuses on the space around words to bring our awareness to this moment. So I thought we'd just sit in the space for a minute. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. So the under the deck energy is temperance. We don't want to be, when you're approaching this internal work, this shadow work, when this new love arrives and everything seems like it's going well, and all of a sudden you have a trigger, all of a sudden the heartbreak pops back up. Approach the shadow work in a balanced manner, right? Don't make it your entire life. Don't make it your entire story. Remember, like the angel has one foot in the water and one foot on the ground here. So you need to keep one foot in your reality and one foot in this emotional work you're doing. Be grounded. Yeah. So, and that makes sense. Okay. So with the Three of Cups, what I'm hearing is be grounded in your community, whether that's your family, whether that's your work community, or whether it's just an online community like we have here. Go out into nature. I have been going through a spontaneous spiritual awakening for the past few months, and I have a grounding pad on my bed. I'm so thankful for that because I can't imagine what my life would have been like without it. The energy that comes through is just intense. So grounding is super important. When I was in the throes of the intensity of that energy, I would go to there's a university that has a lake, and I would walk around the lake and I would sit in trees and I would look up at the leaves and I would take my shoes off and just sit, right? It has such an impact on ourselves. And if you're working through shadow work, if you're working through intense emotional things, let Mother Nature caress you. Let her swaddle you like the infinite little lovable being that you are. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this last card from the Vegas Nerve deck. We're going to do connection. Because when I was talking about working with your friends, I felt the resistance and the energy when I said that. You guys don't want to do that, and it's okay. And it may not be friends, maybe it's family members, maybe it's going to speak with a professional therapist, right? They can help us uncover our patterns very quickly. All right. One card, please, to ground this message into our bodies for this collective, to carry it forward, to remind them of the inner strength and the courage and the inner love that they always have access to tap into that patience, that balance, the temperance needed to transition out of fight or flight, to transition out of chaos and drama and the stories that Hollywood tells us, and to discover for ourselves what love really feels like, what love really is, and remind us that that is what we are. We are love. I love it. Okay, so the card that came out is Energize Your Heart Center. Warm, safe touch around the heart's network of nerves promotes comfort. When performing this exercise with a friend, we were talking about community, you both benefit from an enhanced sense of trust, security, and relaxation. You can also do this on your own. Ask someone you feel safe with to sit beside you. Place your hand on your heart and ask this person to gently place their hand on the middle of your back. Yeah. Oh man, I'm telling you, when I was talking about my spiritual awakening, a lot of the sensations were here, but they were also directly in the center of my back, correlating to this heart. Gently breathe in and out. Sense the stable energy at the center of your torso. Relax into the comfort of an engaged social connection system. After a minute or two, switch roles with your partner. To experience this energy shift on your own, sit on a firm couch or chair and lean back into your cushion. Energize your heart center. Oh, I love that. I love love. I'm going to say it every time, guys. Y'all are going to get tired of it. It's okay. All right. That is all I have. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Hold on if I can show this. I appreciate that. They're actually not real flowers. My husband bought them for me for our anniversary that's coming up in October, and he didn't like them. He was going to return them, so he showed them to me yesterday. And I was like, no, I love them because they're fake flowers, and they light up. They're like a lamp. And I was like, you know what? These are so happy, so I'm going to put them in the frame today. But yeah, thank you. Okay. I know it is. I'm very blessed. All right, I'm going to go up to the top and see if there were any reading requests. Thanks, Kelly. You're such a sweetheart. Oh, I love that. I'll pull a card, Anna Lucia, but I'm not a doctor, okay? All I read is energy. I will tell you, if you have not, you need to check out Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. Personally, I healed myself of autoimmune disorder. I wasn't diagnosed, but my dad has MS and my mom has arthritis, and I was starting to have symptoms of both in my 30s. And I found his work, and I've never been the same since. It actually sparked my spiritual awakening, because I went to go heal my body and all my emotions were unleashed that I'd repressed for years. I literally felt something, I think it was in my pineal gland or pineal, however you say it, pop. It felt like a rubber band around my brain pop when I was doing one of his meditations. And then my life was a living hell for like 3 weeks after that, as I worked through those, and again, the emotions start showing up in your body. It felt like I had a knife wedged between my shoulder blades from all the betrayal and that I had went through in my life. So I went to heal my body, and I discovered my soul instead. I've always been in touch with my soul, but I remembered that my soul is whole through his work. And that was what I thought was my original spiritual awakening, because I had a very long, dark night of the soul when my grandparents died. It really catapulted me into an existential crisis. I had grown up in a religious family my entire life, always been in church, always had a close relationship with God. And when my grandparents died, I was just like, there is no God. So I felt very alone for a long time. And I thought that was my spiritual awakening. I thought that was my dark night of the soul. And then I, connected everything. And then apparently it was only a head awakening for me. So I had to have the heart and nervous system one too, which came through much later and was much more intense. If you are going through a spiritual awakening, do not isolate yourself. You're not alone. There is support. Go find it. Okay. You're not crazy. Everything happening to you is supposed to happen. It's okay. You're going to be fine. Sorry, Anna Lucia, I just hijacked your message. Okay. Again, Anna Lucia, check out Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. I'm not a doctor. Is Luis Miguel Rica Suarez, is health going to improve, please? Any guidance for this viewer, Anna Lucia, on her son's health? So on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. Again, this is telling me kind of what I was saying, in Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, one of the things he talks about is focusing on positive emotions and positive feelings in your body. You can actually generate them in your body. I know it sounds impossible if you're devastated or heartbroken or anything you're going through, but you can cultivate that. And what I'm hearing is, instead of focusing on, is his health going to improve? We want to bring our awareness into all the areas of his life where his health is amazing, right? I'm not sure what his health problems are, but If he can breathe, focus on how abundantly he breathes, how beautifully he breathes. If he can walk, focus on how beautifully he can walk, how abundantly he can walk. Cultivate that energy of gratitude, thankful for his body, thankful that he's alive today, right? And by looking beyond where you're at now, where his health is now, instead of focusing on it improving, bringing your awareness to how it's already functioning exactly the way it needs to. And if you start doing Joe Dispenza's work, you can focus on the specific area of his body functioning the way it should. Joe Dispenza actually had an injury, a spinal injury, and he was never supposed to walk again. And he was supposed to have surgery, and he was like, nope, not going to do it. And he literally, in his meditations, would visualize rebuilding the vertebrae the way they're supposed to be rebuilt. And he was able to walk again. I can't remember how long, like 2 months or something. So what I'm hearing is the potential for his health to improve is there, but the path is not focusing on, is it going to improve? The path is focusing on the abundance and the health that's already there. And then choosing to create the health in here and be grateful for it here before it shows up. Okay. Not sure if that really makes sense, but check out his work and it will. Again, I'm not a doctor. Let's see. Oh, sorry, this is not the collective reading. Let me change this. There we go. Let's see. Hi, Kaja. Okay. Yeah, you will. It was in the beginning of this reading, girl. You tapped into this reading. Did you miss the beginning of it? Hold on, I'll tell you what the maiden said. She said, it's time to finally be happy. Go back and look at this message, okay, Kaja? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. This one. That's the same one. Oh, they're two different people. Okay, cool. I'll pull a card. Sorry, Kaja. I thought you asked 2 questions. I was going to do the other question. Does Kaja, will Kaja have the 10 of Cups one day? I heard the 10 of Cups is within you, Kaja. The 10 of Cups is here now. Yeah. With the Knight of Swords popping out. This came out in our main reading. But with the Devil on the bottom of the deck, it's like, what limiting beliefs are keeping you from experiencing true happiness, true fulfillment and contentment, true familial bliss? What's happening in your life to do that? Is it you not speaking up for yourself? Is it you like overgiving, right? Sacrificing yourself so that someone else can be happy? It can come in swiftly and it can come in quickly, right? With the Knight of Swords. But if you're not in the correct energy to foster that, like we were talking about at the beginning of this reading, then you'll self-sabotage. You'll, if it's not what you think it should be, you need to be open to receive the highest good, right? In a way that you may not understand, in a way that could be very different than what you would anticipate, not what you planned. So yes, it definitely is possible for you. But I heard you need to get out of your own way. That's what I heard. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the beauty of what we are, Kaja. So if we think of the self is our ego identity, right? Who we identify as. And right now, if you have lost yourself, you're in the most potent magical energy possible. Because when you don't have a sense of self, then it's easier to remember that you're not that anyway. If you have lost yourself and you're existing in this world, it's easier to come back to the fact that you're a soul. And when you remember that, when you experience that, girl, everything in your life changes. Okay. I would say, Kaja, if you want to go check out Aaron Daughtry's YouTube channel, he has some great stuff when it comes to limiting beliefs, especially in love and relationships in our lives. I mean, everything really, when it comes to work, whatever it is. We're sabotaging ourselves because we're trying to show up in a way that we were trained to be when we were kids. And he does a lot of inner child work. So if you go check out Aaron Daughtry's YouTube channel, it might have some very clear insights for you. Okay. Okay, let's see. We have inner bliss. Oh, inner blessings 1111. I love that. Will inner blessings get the receptionist job? I just saw a dragonfly buzzing around in my yard, and it was kind of like hovering around and like going different places. What I'm hearing for you, inner blessings, is if you're not sure if you want the job, you need to determine if that's really what you want first. Okay. Maybe you think you should just take the job because you need the money, right? I just need a job. But if your soul really doesn't want the job, it's hard for you to manifest that if it's not in alignment with what you really want. Okay. That's what I'm hearing first before I even pull a card. Now, if you do know that's the job you want, then having that intentionality and that alignment will definitely help you manifest it. Okay. Love when this happens. All right. So you got judgment. That's the soul calling, right? So when I was like, are you sure this is really what you want to do? Like, are you sure this is really the job you want? Because if it is, then yeah, sure. You'll get a phone call. You'll get the job. But if it's not, then something will block it for sure. Four of Pentacles, again, I don't know if you're holding too tightly to the idea of money, like you have to be making money, making a certain amount of money, or if you just are needing money. Don't let scarcity run your life or your decisions. Okay? You woke up this morning with air in your lungs. You're breathing. You're here. That's an abundance of energy already. Okay? Remind yourself, making money, there are endless opportunities. Like the other day I was talking about it. If we think about flowers, we were talking about these yellow flowers. You can make money selling the seeds for the flowers. You can make money planting the flowers. You can make money selling the actual bouquets. You can make money in a florist shop. You can make money as a wedding, like doing centerpieces at weddings, right? Big events. You can do pressed flowers. You can do fake flowers. These are fake. So many different things. And that was literally like what? I don't know, almost 10 for one specific thing. So there are unlimited opportunities, okay? If you don't want to be a receptionist, you don't have to be. If you do, there's no shame in that either, right? But make sure it's in alignment with this, your soul. Okay. You're welcome, inner blessings. And let's see. Oh my goodness, are you serious? I love that. If you ever create a channel, please comment on one of my videos so I can go follow you because I love flowers. I'm a flower child. And I would love to see anything or any content you put out, okay? Okay, so Sehan, will Mirza call you in the next 7 days? Let's find out. Let's see. Maiden. Woo! I didn't ask yet. We have the Knight of Swords. It's kind of promising energy. I'm hearing you need to go watch this reading if you did not watch it, Sehan, okay? From the beginning. Watch the whole thing. Because that came out in the reading. That wasn't a shameless plug. That was genuinely a channeled message for you. Will Mirza call Sehan in the next 7 days, please? Yes, my darling. Yes. Continue being optimistic. Continue being open. When it comes, I'm hearing you need to take your time responding. Don't respond right away. Make sure you're in the correct energy. Don't be like the Ace of Pentacles is a gift that comes out of nowhere. It comes out of the air, right? It's not something you're looking for. So I'm hearing don't wait around. Continue living your life as if she's not going to message you. And when this message comes in, treat it as just another part of your life. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I heard. Okay. Kelly. Yes, darling. How will September and October, oh, we're going to do 2 cards. How will September finances be for Kelly, please? Thanks. And how will October finances be for Kelly, please? Guys, I normally do 1 question per viewer, but Kelly has been very engaged, so she gets 2 questions. So it pays to participate. All right, you have the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. That's pretty inspiring. That's inspired action, right? You have 2 knights, so that's movement. The Knight of Swords. Were you on when I was talking to Michael the other day about being in the energy of gratitude with money, even when money's going out, like saying thank you to money, that you're able to pay your bills? Oh, you want to donate to me? That's awesome. It's okay, Kelly. No, not girl. No worries, no stress, no anxiety, babe. It's fine. You remember a bit? Okay, check out Ken Honda. He has a great YouTube channel. It kind of ties in Zen teachings with money and how we need to understand that money is just an energy, right? Before money existed, there was a barter system, right? What had value? We have agreed as a society that money has value. So in your finances, understand that that money is just an energy. So what I heard was you're going to have like a new perspective, a new flame, a new inspiration with money overall in the next 2 months. In September with the Knight of Swords, I feel like this could be news of a new opportunity. And when we were talking about your career or your finances a couple of days ago, I talked about writing. I feel like you may get some downloads on what you should write about. This is mental energy. So it's almost like, I don't know if you've ever done channeled writing before, where you just start writing and you have no idea what comes out, but that may happen for you very swiftly. In October, I'm hearing the ideas for the finances or the opportunities that you hear about for your finances. That's really the month where you make it happen, where you tap into your power and you start manifesting anything you want. Anything you want. Like, I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it. The energy is here, okay? So the magician has everything they need. A lot of times we're afraid to get started because we think we need the best of this, the best of that. I need the best connections. I need the best education. I need the best tools. But we talked about strength and resilience in the beginning of this message. And resilience comes from being scrappy and doing things before you're ready and knowing you always have your back. So what I'm hearing is like, when you get this opportunity or idea for making money, whatever that may be. Don't sit on it, okay? Don't let any fear of not being good enough, any fear of not fitting in, any fear of rejection keep you from either applying for the job, doing the work, putting it out into the world, connecting with others, like whatever is required here, whether that's your willpower or your actual like physical time, investing in it, um, whether that's maintaining this positive emotion or giving yourself a clear mind to work from, make sure you're investing that and taking, like, you have everything here you need to do it. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, I know. Um, I know you're taking care of your dad. I heard, but it's time to take care of you. That's what I literally heard it clear as day. Like everything got quiet and I heard it's time to take care of you. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, Kaja, what you said. Honestly, I do these readings at the end of these main readings to create community. I don't expect anything for these readings. If you guys want to book personal readings, I have a link on each of my videos. But I will put my, or I might make a new PayPal instead of my personal one for you guys to donate to. I haven't done that because no one's asked me. So thank you, Kaja, for bringing that up. That's really cool. Let's see. I think that's all of the questions. I don't know if he's a doctor. His name is Aaron Daughtry that I was talking about, and the doctor I was talking about was Dr. Joe Dispenza. Does anybody else have any personal reading requests? I've gone through everybody, so if anybody wants a redo, let me know. Let Kelly, what happened? Sure. Hold on. My computer's way over there. I might have spelled Aaron's name wrong. In the replay, I'll go back and I'll link their channels for you guys. Yeah, you should definitely check out Dr. Joe Dispenza's work for sure. Kelly, I'm telling you, it healed my body. I used to have really sharp pain in my feet. All my joints were inflamed and swollen. I was suffering from chronic fatigue. And I had a bunch of just really weird supernatural experiences when I started meditating. And one night I saw like geometric shapes in my head. Like I don't do any type of psychedelics. So it was literally just from meditating. Like almost like what are those things called? I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, the patterns that you see, whatever. And then one night I felt like electricity literally shot up both of my legs all the way through my body. It was crazy. You're welcome, hon. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today. I would love for you guys to join me here next week, Monday through Friday. I go live. I try to go live in the AMs, Eastern Standard Time, or just Eastern Time. Don't always consistently go live at the same time, so make sure you subscribe so you can get notified when I am live and you don't miss your chance to get your personal reading. I would love to remind you on this channel, I always remind you, here you can come as you are and stay as you become. Bye, my friends.